people think intimacy is just sex. It's a whole lot. Couples communicate with each other. You and your husband should talk about anything. You should be comfortable with each other. Some CS mom can say, oh, you could actually feel honey. Yes, breast. After the baby, you could lie on your side, and the man can come from behind.
Yeah.
Gentle, trusting.
Right there. Rekindling intimacy after having a child can be challenging for most couples. Today on Moans and Cuddles here on Ghanaweb TV, my guest Princessa Agri will help us understand the emotional support we can offer each other to get back on track without having to end up in separation or divorce. Please stay tuned and enjoy this education. Hi, Princessa.
Hi,
it's good to have you on my
Trisha.
set again.
Thanks for having me.
Rekindling intimacy after having a child. You're a mother, you know what happens during that time. So help us understand, how do we reconnect back emotionally as couple and partners and all that?
Oh, thank you, Patricia. The first thing I will say is that your emotional well-being is dependent on you, not the other person.
Okay.
Yes. So you have to...
So there is no way the other person can play a role in helping me get back?
The person can play a role, but it depends on you, your mindset, and if you want to really not be so dependent on the other person.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So how you were saying, oh, says about why both of us made the babies together. So,
I need time to heal.
Yeah.
I need time to get back on track.
Yes, everybody does need that time. the same way it affects mothers mentally is the same way it affects fathers mentally and emotionally.
Really?
Yes, it does. Okay. You watch your wife's body change and everything, and then all of a sudden there's this little human who has taken all her attention away. She's not minding you. You are just there. It affects them also mentally and also worries them emotionally. And then the traditional, how will I say, the culture of, oh, you let the woman just be, the woman has to care and nurture for the baby alone. No, it's a two-way street. So this thing has to be like talked about before the marriage.
Okay.
Right? When the babies come, how are we going to get back on track? How are we going to where will the baby sleep? How will the baby sleep? What and what? These dynamics have to be talked about so that when that time comes, you'll not be running helter-skelter, you'll not be confused and all that, but because people have prepared your mind. That's why I said it's dependent on each of
individual.
you, on the
Okay.
individual, that we are getting back together. And then during the pregnancy, it's a build-up of how intimacy was built during pregnancy that would determine how it is followed after the child has come. Some men just leave their women when they are pregnant. Oh, she's pregnant, you know. The only thing you do is just to provide. No. Her hormones are all over the place, shooting off the roof, and she does not know what to do and all that. Especially when it's a first-time pregnancy, a first-time mom and all that. You have to be there to emotionally, mentally support her. So it is during the pregnancy that will make it easier. Don't just leave the woman there. No, don't. And it also helps the man too. Both of them will be supporting each other. It's not just a one-way street.
In a way too, it also creates the bond between mother, father, and then the unborn child.
An unborn child.
So by the time the child is out, he or she already has that
connection, has that bond with both the father and the mother. You know, some men don't even go close to their wives when their wives are pregnant. Haven't you seen it?
I've heard some people complain that they get scared, and then even when the baby's out, the baby's too small and fragile, so they don't even want to get closer to you, like to even go help you hold the child. No.
It's because of the culture we've created that men cannot nurture, men cannot care, men are only to be providers. No, men can care, men can. It's your child. It's your child. It is. So why
I
you
have
running
a friend
away?
who had to stay, he had to stay away from the mother and then the child for like a month because he was afraid of the newborn, like getting closer. What if maybe I go hold his hand and then it breaks? That is his mentality. What if I carry him and then he falls from my hand? What happens? So he would rather not even touch.
This boils down to how boys are trained. Yes, this boils down. So I keep saying it that the men we churn out is dependent on the mothers. How you train your boys is going to affect the other woman. It's a cycle that goes round and round and round. So there's a point you have to teach a boy to care and nurture for children. Hey, go take care of your little sister. Go take care of your little brother. Don't just leave it for the female gender alone. Let the male gender know how to take care of a human, and then he won't be scared. He won't. When you give birth, give them the baby to hold. Hold your brother. Let me brush my teeth. No.
He'll pass out with the child in
they're
hand.
sitting down there. Before you know it, the children are kind of, they will adapt. And before you know, you've trained the boy, you've raised the boy to who will become a man that will be there to care for the child and also care for the woman. I also, last month was also menstrual health month and stuff like that. And I see them just separating the girls from the boys. No, talk to the boys. Let the boys know what these girls are going through. They will understand. They won't laugh at the girl when a girl is stained.
It's true.
They will know how to. Look, it's actually my husband that buys my sanitary pads for me. He knows when it's finished, when my supply is finished.
So meaning he tracks your...
Yes. He even does the tracking than I do. My husband was like, is your menses not supposed to come tomorrow or yesterday? And because I've so trained my body, I don't have cramps, I don't have all that. So it's maybe when I go to pee or I just say, oh, okay, it's here. But I know the time and all that. So he also knows. So I don't have cramps and all that will give me, oh no, I don't. My menses just come. So you see that the care is there. He knows how. Me being here actually left the babies with him. And I'm not scared. It's his children. He's a parent. So this boils down to how we raise our boys.
It's very true.
So they won't be scared. They will have that emotional stability to handle a woman when her hormones, her body is changing through menstrual cycle to pregnancy to childbirth, because a woman's hormones comes back together 2 years after. Then he will know.
After childbirth?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's when your body gets back together.
Okay.
Leave all this iron woman we are doing in Africa.
Because sometimes, you know, after birth, you know, naturally as a woman you put on a bit. And you are pressured, you have to lose weight, your tummy is becoming saggy, like.
Wait, how will you lose 9 months weight?
In 1 month.
In 1 month. And you are breastfeeding. And nobody's body is the same as the others. One person might have a high metabolism. The other person might have high cortisol levels. The other person might have... They are different bodies. So it's up to the partner to appreciate. She is feeding your child. Right? I've not lost my baby fat. I haven't. I can't even fast. He's breastfeeding. My baby's 16-month-old, right? He's still breastfeeding. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to fast today. 11 a.m. The ceiling is coming down. The floor is going up. You know
no one will advise you to quickly dash to the kitchen.
Dash to the kitchen to put food in my mouth. I'm feeding another human being. And we are told to be on exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months.
Yeah.
this is a woman making food for two people, for her body and also for the nourishment of the baby. The baby needs supply of milk. She needs food. The body is not just going to snap back. Let's forget all what the media, social media and everything, celebrities, my dear, leave. It's all airbrushed.
I know, right?
Photoshopped and all that. The real woman will gradually lose her baby fat, and the man has to be there to support. Sometimes we women, we even feel less of ourselves. We feel our self-worth goes down. Oh, my tummy, the flesh.
Yeah, comparing before and after. Now. Yeah.
And then the man has to be there. You're my wife. You're gorgeous. You're still beautiful. You just made a baby. It's not
So the
easy.
first thing is the man should always support the wife.
Support the wife.
Encourage her.
Yes.
So that at least you help her with her self-esteem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you could even make it, okay, fine. You could have a dance routine for exercise. You could also take walks when the baby is sleeping. You know, babies like to sleep very early in the morning.
Yeah.
You could,
They're awake at night.
and then you could say, okay, babe, can we take a walk? And then when both of you take a walk, maybe it can be an hour walk. It's something. It's even bonding to both of you. Hold hands, just take a walk around. Before you know it, you are helping each other build that intimacy. A lot of people think intimacy is just sex. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. I mean, emotional intimacy, spiritual intimacy, physical intimacy, mental intimacy, all this is needed after a woman has put to bed. And even you, the man, you need it too. Because you need your wife. Don't let it be, create that time where both of you have a time without the baby. Okay, let's say our grandmas are there. Let the baby be with the grandmothers, please. Let it be with the grandma or with the nanny.
So in a case that there is no grandma and there is no nanny?
In a case when the baby is sleeping, look for a window when the baby is sleeping for you people to have your time together. Your time. And please do let the baby sleep in its cot. Don't bring the baby in between. Except maybe after breastfeeding. You know, I made it like for when I was training some families, couples on how to bring back their intimacy. They were in my courses and everything. And then we had the people who had just had babies. I'm like, you have a baby cot, yeah? Okay. Let the fathers make it a point. We had an assignment that the fathers will always take the babies back to the cot after they've breastfed and slept. At the first week, it's going to be difficult. You getting up from bed, you taking the baby. But when we went through the assignment for 6 weeks, they discovered that they bonded more with their wives while the baby slept in his bassinet or in his cot. Okay. Right? You know, now it was not just one person's work, breastfeeding, and then the woman is getting up. Oh, are you done breastfeeding? Yes. The father will bop the baby and put the baby back in his cot and goes back to the bed and cuddles the wife. Just cuddles. And the bond grew stronger. The report we got was very, very satisfying. The bond grew stronger between husband and wife. The bond grew stronger between father and child.
It's all about supporting each other, because you need me, I need you. Intimacy is for the both of us.
It's for the both. It's so into me. I read intimacy as into me, I see. Or into you. Okay. Like I'm looking into you, and then I'm seeing you. And then, like, how will I put it? The more we look at each other, the more we look like each other.
Yeah. That's interesting. We'll go for a quick break.
No problem.
The show is still Moans and Cuddles here on the Ghanaweb TV. We're discussing rekindling intimacy after childbirth. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back from that quick break. The show is still Moans and Cuddles here on Ghanaweb TV with me, Patricia. Roxanne Hammond, and we're discussing rekindling intimacy after childbirth. And Princessa made us understand that we're supposed to support each other. The man, the woman supports the woman supports the man. Try and then create time. So it's all about supporting each other. Is the words, the support, like encouraging words, positive words, because I know positive words goes a long way to uplift the spirit of everybody.
It is. It does for every human being, even for plants, even for, yes, take it from me.
You talk to the plants.
Of course, I talk to my plants.
Okay.
And I've watched them like a dying plant. I'm like, please don't die. Come back to life. I need you. And I've seen it. I've seen it work. I've seen it. Yes.
The power of words.
Yes, the power of words. If it could work on plants and it could also work on pets, on animals, yes. At least I have dogs. So then imagine a human being.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation for each other. The wife would tell the husband, I know this is a hard time for both of us. We're in this together. I'm here for you. You're always my number one. Don't worry about the baby. You are uplifting this baby, because men think, oh, she's loving all the baby, all for the baby and not me. They feel neglected. So it's up for the woman to affirm, to also like ascertain and give him the assurance that we are in this together. Are you getting
Yeah.
it? So it's not just only the man that will give to the woman. The woman too has to
Give to
affirm to the man that we are in this together. I love you just the way you are. I thank you for the support you give to me. I mean, women, we need to be more appreciative of this man. They just need to thank you. Yes. Yes. Oh, thank you for helping me change the diaper. Oh, thank you for helping me wash baby's clothes. Oh, thank you for... Yes.
Women, you need to appreciate your partners. Yeah. It's very important.
Oh, thank you for staying up to make me sleep so that you rock the baby to sleep. Thank you. Say those words. Thank you. I ran a poll, and number one on the list, men said their wives don't do for them is not being appreciative of what they do.
I think it's something that almost every man complains about. Their wife not appreciating all that they do. Like they go a long way to go do ABC and
then not even a thank you. So I want to tell the women.
I believe the women feel it is your responsibility. So why are you expecting? Because others will complain that they equally do not get appreciated for what they do. So why should a man also feel like he should appreciate
when you start appreciating the other person, the other person will also start appreciating you. Will also say thank you. It's something. Thank you. Just the way you tell kids, like,
so whatever you want to be done to you,
do it unto others.
Start doing it.
That's the golden rule. So that's number one. Words of affirmation, assurance, be appreciative of each other. And then secondly, I used to tell somebody that house chores, helping to do house chores, is a love language. Yes. Okay. It's actually romance. Like, she wakes up and breakfast is served. The dishes are cleaned. Yeah. Baby is bathed and dressed up. And actually you have, maybe let me say the baby is up to 5-6 months, is taking cereals. The baby has eaten. And then you wake up and your husband tells you, oh, babe, just go brush your teeth, come have breakfast. I've run your bath water.
That's like heaven on earth.
It's happening. I know couples who do these things. I know men who, before their wives wake up, they have prepared the children for school, food, feeding, pack their lunch box and everything. The woman just wakes up to kiss the children goodbye. And he has taken care of the rest. It's happening. It's happening.
But I think it's just few men, I guess.
Not really few men, Patricia. Not really few men. And then sex. Let's talk about the sex part of it.
Okay.
At times, you might say, oh, I'm breastfeeding, I cannot have sex, breast milk will be flying everywhere. Oh, you could wear breast pads. And then some men will say, no, the baby's still breastfeeding. My dear, country will hold you. But one thing I've come to understand is that, you know, when a woman gives birth, there's this kind of glow that comes around her that makes her very attractive and all that. If you're scared of getting pregnant again, you could actually use a condom. Or you could ask your health provider for the best family planning.
Yeah.
Or the men, if you finish having babies, you could have a vasectomy and just fire away. You know, and when I talk about vasectomy, a lot of men were like, oh, no, yeah, I will not perform very well. Let me give them the secret. When you have a vasectomy, you have longer staying power, good stamina, and you are not scared of anything.
I believe the men are listening. Men, please listen.
And it's just a 30 minutes.
It shouldn't always be about the women going for family planning.
Because it messes a lot of women's body up. It messes a lot of women. You see a woman who has been able to fight the baby fat away, and then she does this family planning. Her whole hormones is all over the place. She blows up. She becomes very big. No matter the exercise and dieting she is doing, she is not going down because of the family planning. It messes up their emotions too. It messes up their cycle too. I've had women bleed for 3 months just because they had family planning in, and you won't have any issue during the time of bleeding. So most of the time, just have a vasectomy. We're not trying to populate Ghana, but 3 children, 4 children, the number of children you have, you just go have a vasectomy. It's actually a 30 minutes to 1 hour invasive thing that a doctor could actually have in his office. And then the pain goes away for 3 days. That's all. That's all. And it's even outside here. Yeah. Your body. And then some men will say, okay, let the woman cut and tie her tubes. The body heals itself. Oh.
It's always the woman,
Have you seen women who did the cutting and everything, and then 15 years later, there's a baby? The man is saying, how did it happen?
As a miracle baby.
Miracle in the time, Jesus. So, you see, you've got
because I've even heard of cases where they were either IUD or the implant, and they still get pregnant.
They still get pregnant. You see the kids hold the IUD, their hands coming out. So
I am destined to come to this end. I will not be stopped by any IUD. They give birth to them and they have it. I think I saw a picture of it in the baby's hair.
Yes, some in the baby's hair, some in the baby's hand, and some IUDs also gets into the woman's body and it causes a lot of complications. Yeah, we've had stories, we've seen it and all that. So men should also consider these things need to be, sometimes when people come for my sessions and I said, didn't people talk about these things before you got married? All these things, all these hard questions, you need to talk about the number of children you want to have, when and time you want to have it. I know sometimes we can misfire some shots and one baby will just say, I'm coming.
The stubborn ones.
The stubborn ones will say, I'm coming. But we agree that was a misfired shot and all that. But all these things has to be talked about. Couples communicate with each other. Why? The Bible says they were naked and were unashamed. That is it. That's how you and your wife should talk about anything. You and your husband should talk about anything. You should be comfortable with each other talking about anything, no matter how hard, difficult, and hurtful it is. Both of you could actually sit down and talk about it. Wife, you can say, look, my body can't carry babies anymore. I don't want it. And the man can say, my economy cannot carry more babies. I don't want it. This is how the economy I can. And then both of you sit down and have a concrete plan on how to do it. It's not about having many babies. That is the case. It's how you take care of them.
It's true. That's the most important thing.
That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. The society is dysfunctional enough for you to even bring more babies you cannot take care of. So let's talk about these things. And another thing, getting in back intimacy, is that husbands could actually, maybe when the doctor, after 6 weeks, the doctor says after 6 weeks, both of you can
Yeah.
fire on. But sometimes some women, especially the CS mom,
Yeah.
it takes a while to heal after 6 weeks. But some women, some CS mom can say, oh, you could actually feel honey. Yes, breast, after the baby, you could lie on your side and the man can come from behind.
Yeah.
Gentle trusting, and you will have your satisfaction.
And he also have
You
his.
also have a satisfaction. Like, I also advise again that maybe both of you have planned that you're going to have sex, maybe like 2 months after the baby is born, but you're worried about breast milk. Get a breast pump. You've breastfed the baby have slept. So you get the breast pump and empty the remaining ones.
Into the bottles.
So before the show is done, breast milk won't start coming
Immediately.
I know some men love their wives' nipples. Yeah, men love breast milk. It's innate in them. Allow him.
There's so much satisfaction in it for them. So
yes, so just allow him have it.
Just
so,
mistakenly a little drop of.
They take it. They take it. They're all babies.
Yeah.
They take it. So that is it. And then another one is both of you could if for the CS mom too, I'm also talking. You could also sit on him, and you control how the thrusting
just
goes,
so you don't end up hurting
so you
yourself.
Don't end up hurting yourself, and the man has to be super gentle. And then also CS mom are even luckier than the moms who have a tear.
Yeah.
Yes, the moms who had an episiotomy.
Yeah.
Theirs is, you have to heal properly before you have sex. I seen it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so you have to heal properly before you have sex. And if the episiotomy got infected and all that, you have to wait like 3 months, 4 months before it heals properly before you have sex. At that point, episiotomy moms, both of you could cuddle. And then if the man is so hard pressed, you could give him a hand job. If you're okay with blowjobs, fine, you could give him a blowjob. Okay, and then he can also touch you. He could clitorally stimulate you, and then you get to orgasms without penetrations. There are a lot of ways to have sex without penetrations. And then you will get to orgasms, enjoy yourself. No one loses. It's just that our mind is so set on penetration that we don't think about the other side of it.
Yeah, it's very necessary. So the whole thing boils down to helping each other.
It's a two-way street.
We need to understand each other, what we want. How can we help each other? How can we reach a satisfaction together? So if you are not cooperating, you put pressure on the other person. So I believe that is where the on feeling that you're not being appreciated comes in, because there's no communication.
Communication is a communication.
So you do not understand that I love to be appreciated. You do not understand her love language. We feel, so far as we are parents, we're just going
we are there
as
for
the wind
children.
direct. Yeah. So everything about intimacy is understand each other, communicate. Let me know this is what you like, this is what you do not like. How do we get there?
And I will keep shouting it from the rooftop. Your spouse is not Assistant Holy Spirit. Your spouse is not a mind reader.
So he or she will not understand.
Understand. I won't even know except you communicate. And communicate with love. How you communicate something matters a lot. The approach you use matters a lot. I've told him, I've told her. No, that's not it. You know each other. You know when someone is a good mood, and then you communicate. You know how. There are some people you have to put it in a story form before they understand. Yes. There's some people, and another thing I will always tell ladies, please, if you know you want to communicate something to a man, don't tell him we need to talk. Their brain goes into the defensive, and everything you say is an attack. Really? Whether it's good or not good, it's an attack. Whether it's something beneficial to them, when you start, we need to talk. The man's brain goes into the defensive.
So even if at the end of the day, whatever it is, even if it's true, God will still shoot it down. It is not true.
Thank you.
It is not true.
Yeah.
I have evidence. It is still not true. Whatever evidence it is, it was photoshopped. It is not true.
Because their mind has gone into defensive mode and they are just there to oppose whatever you say.
Yeah.
So don't you say, oh, we need to talk. Oh, Sasa said we should communicate. So please, we need to talk. Come on. It's not a board meeting. You could just be having dinner.
Yeah.
You could be having lunch. You could be watching TV. Both of you could be doing laundry together. And the conversation flows. You could be cooking. You could even be on bed. And see, let me tell you, just the way we do teaching moments for children, right? You could also use the same method on your spouse.
Okay.
For instance, you're watching a movie and something comes up. It could be a communication moment. Let me use that word, because for children we say teaching moment.
Yeah.
You could use a communication moment to express how you feel at that particular time.
Yeah.
You don't just have to make it official. We need to talk. Same thing for the men too. Don't tell you why we need to talk. The woman's, you do know how her brain goes. It goes like this. You know, she's trying to have flying everywhere. She's trying to bring defense counsel. She's trying to bring evidence to counter whatever. What the woman does is to bring what is going to counter whatever thing you are saying. So that is how it is. So use some moments to be as a communication moment. You people can be taking a walk, randomly gisting, and then you put it in there. The person is going to sink in better than when you're sitting down. Okay, we need to talk. Just the way it happens to children. When you tell your children, hey, sit down there, I need to talk to you. It's here and out the next. But when you use normal everyday occurrences and then you put it there, it sinks down into their subconscious and then they make use of it. The same thing with spouses.
Sis, I'm grateful. Honestly, I have learnt a lot and I believe our viewers have also done the same. As I said, it all boils down to communication. Intimacy, as Cesar said, is not all about sex. There are a whole lot of things that brings about intimacy, and you need to understand that. You need to support each other, communicate. Let me know your likes, let me know your dislikes, let me know your love language. Let us help each other, because when we help each other, we arrive at a peak of satisfaction, and that is what we need to do. The show has been Moans Cuddles here on Ghanaweb TV with me, Patricia, Roxanne Hammond. Until the same time next week, stay blessed and support each other and enjoy your sex life.